Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Castile y Leon, or Castile and Leon New Horizon. This is a new mod map out by Alberto, 650.1 megabytes download. Alberto bought us the RDC map on FS19, which had loads of seasonal updates. And that was one of the ones before FS22 brought us production chains and all the extra bells and whistles on console. It was Alberto was one of those pioneering people that bought us tons of extra stuff on maps. Every time his maps had an update, they were so complicated. There was so much going on, and it's one of those weird things we've become almost accustomed to now. This is no exception. This is absolutely packed with extra crop types, new fruit types, new productions. It's got different animal types, different breeds. Yeah, there's absolutely loads going on. So we'll crack straight on with this. There are no required mods for this to be downloaded. When you start, your pickup is in the road just here. So I've just moved it out of the road so the traffic can keep going. So we'll talk about what's been included. The map looks like this, first of all. And we've got all these plots. The plots are fairly expensive. Forestry plots, farming plots, and we've got some plots that have got some extra things on, which we'll get onto later on. On New Farmer, we start with plot 1 and field 26, or field 1 but plot 26. And the main farm area, when I say farm area, it's kind of a storage facility. We don't start with any animals. Animal barns. There are animal pastures out on the fields. They're expensive, so I'm going to have to put some money in before we start cracking on around the map. But as I said, as far as field and plot prices go, 1,364 grand, 579. They're not cheap. That one there, 711. Forestry plots, similar sorts of prices, and then we've got some more forestry. Let's say one bit down there. All of this extra stuff, where the main town is, and this section here is more of a kind of industrial estate. This is more productions, this is more sell points here. None of that can be purchased, but I'm going to put some money in so we can get round and get on with this. Every single production chain on this map is £1, euro or dollar. No expensive productions, they're all one, so you can pick up whatever you want as you go round. As far as what's been put in by the map maker, if we go down to contracts are available, we do start with on New Farmer the feed mixer crusher, which is at the main farm. The main farm, we'll get onto slot counts and stuff later on when we get to the main farm. On farm manager and start from scratch, you don't start with anything at that farm area. No buildings, no feed mix crusher, nothing at all, no equipment, no machinery. Like I say, I'll show you a picture of that when we get there. If we go into this menu here and scroll down. So mods and DLCs added in. We have got a feed mixer. We've got loads of extra feed types and ways of making feed on here. As you can see down the bottom, there's a whole load of extra stuff thrown in. And then we've got all of these. Now these are harvesters, the same as we've got for our olives and grapes, but these do apples, oranges, we've got cherries, we've got plums, lemons, pomegranates, what else was it? There's a whole list of them. Quince, I think it is. Yeah, quince. Then we've got what's the word I'm looking for? It will come to me. Oak, acorns. It's acorns. We've got acorn, chestnut, almond, and walnuts. And then the various different containers for taking them. We've got a manure spreader, mixer, a couple of animal transport trailers because we got the extra animal types on here, and then we got a whole lot of bale types. We've got tree saplings, then we got compound feed, crushed cereal, shredded protein cereal, soybean flour, mineral feed, chopped potato, sugar beet cut, chopped carrot, total mix ration, composting, and then a whole load more bales, because a lot of these feed types you'll see when we get in there, honestly. There is a lot going on under build mode. And under sheds, we've got one shed out on the end added in. Under silos, we've got some silo stuff added in. Actually, I didn't come across a bale warehouse. Pallet warehouses I did, but not a bale one. Did I miss that? We've got a main silo, 800,000 litre. That's standard crop types, but including we've got rye and alfalfa added onto this map as well. Alfalfa is grass that can be cut and it can be tedded. Rye is a crop, can be seeded and harvested as a regular crop. We've got digestate storage tank and a bunker silo. Under containers, we've got a whole lot of different containers thrown in here for storage as well. So we've got a fuel tank, mineral feed tank, compound feed tank, crushed cereal. We've got water tank, lime storage, seed storage, solid fertilizer storage, liquid fertilizer storage, herbicide storage. And farmhouses, we've got a farmhouse or a house which is in the main town. Under productions, we've got one production, I think it is, which is the feed mixer crusher. Sell points, I don't think we had anything. Greenhouses, we have got oval greenhouses, rounded, and we've got rectangular greenhouses. We've got stone pines and resin pines. So these are orchards you can put down because we can do resins as well. Under orchards, this is where you find all of your extra. So your apple, orange, cherry, plum, lemon, pomegranate, all the ones we talked about. These get put down exactly the same way as you do with grapevines or olive vines. I'll show you that later on. There was nothing under generators. Under animals, we've got animal pens, and these are a little bit different. And again, I'll show you these later on as well, because we've got one there that says a place to keep your cows, barn for breeding cows, and then we've got this one here that says a place to keep your cows, barn for breeding of dairy cows. So we've got cows that you breed for their meat, don't produce any milk. Then we've got ones that do produce milk, and then the same with regard to, we've got horses. We've got some different breeds. They produce horsehair as a byproduct, which can be sold. And our pigs, we've just got well, we've got two different types of pigs actually. We've got Andalusians, which it's Andalusia, I think it was Andalusians. That no, Iberian, which make you a lot of money. They're expensive to rear, but they make you a lot of money. And then standard ones, which again you just rear and you can sell, but it's the Iberians that make you a lot of money. Under sheep, we've got the same thing here. We've got sheep that will produce you wool, so stable for breeding sheep, they'll produce you wool. Then stable for raising dairy sheep, you'll get sheep's milk if you go for those. Chickens, we've got standard chickens, but they take loads of extra crop types, feed types, if you go for that chicken coop. Nothing under bees. Decoration, we've got some fences. I said there was a load of stuff. I'm hoping I'm going to get around it all now. So there's a whole load of fence and stuff put in here. Nothing under others. I don't think it was. What else do we have? Oh yeah, under landscaping, we've got some extra trees put in, and under plants, we've got some plants put in as well. So that's all the stuff put in by the map maker. Let's jump in, start her up. I'm going to head over here first because it's only £1 euro or dollar to buy the first production chain. When we get down to the first pasture, I'm going to put some money in because each of the pastures are about 800,000 or 900,000, so we're going to need a bit of extra cash if we're going to do that. But first turning, and I'll do what I usually do, I'll show you on the map where we are. When we get to the industrial estate and we get to the main town, I'm going to walk around those because in all honesty the production chains and the sell points are right on top of each other. This does say in the description, I said this on my mod review yesterday, it says it will snow differently, it will rain differently. In winter you'll be able to observe smoke in the chimneys of the houses and in the factories, and as you can see, what I like as well is the smoke's going in different directions. It's coming straight up from the chimney that way, but the exhaust or the vent there is sort of coming out. Nice little additional features. So if you buy this production here, which is your sawmill, now I have done this with platinum expansion on, and this it doesn't do platinum expansion stuff as it stands at the moment. So this is just regular sawmill planks, but outgoing we've got wood chips and tree bark. Tree bark can be used for other things later on. So as I said, pretty much all the productions have got something in addition to, which sort of spices things up a little bit. Apologies for going out the no entry exit. I think I need to go, I can't remember. So across that direction there's a walled in, each of the pastures are kind of walled in areas. I'm just going to kind of cut across as best I can, there we go. So what I'm going to do when I get around to, because I think the actual dialogue box trigger is over this side. We're going to put in some extra pens. Like I say, this is going to be one of those ones I think I'm going to be really close to the wire time-wise. Now we can't access this, we can't open the gate until we own the land. So if we go down to here, we are currently at here, plot 57, which if you buy it, it's 830 grand. So just bear with me a minute while I put some money in. Right, just purchased the land. We come in, gates open separately. dialogue box is just here. As you can see, we've got some different breeds. So Avellanian, Castilian. We've got black heifers, Castilian Morucha. Sorry about this. Sagietha. If you're Spanish, I apologise. And Sanabresa we've got in here. So different breeds we've got put in that do different things. Honestly, this gets so complicated. But anyway, if I buy one of those and put that in, now what you'll see is if we go to the menu down the side here, look at our animals there, it does say the cattle in the pasture are destined for their reproduction and later sale to the dealer of the industrial estate. Its diet is pasture grass, but you can supplement it with straw. Now they require water, but these are not going to produce milk in the pasture. They're not going to do anything. So what I'm going to do as well, while we're here, we're going to look at the cows, the horses and the chickens, because the other pens, we'll look at those when we get there. So this first one here is the one that says for breeding. So if I can find a space to put that in, I'll just do that and place it. And then we go for the other one, we'll put a space for that as well. Put that in. And then if we go to horses, we'll put one of the horse pens in. I'll jump around to these because put that one in. And then if we go for chickens, we'll put the chickens in as well. Just stick that in there. So, first one then. It's going to be around the other side we're going to need. So like I say, one of these will be for just breeding and one of them will be for dairy. So you've got to make sure if you want milk, you pick the right one. So these are the breeds we can put into this one. Buy one of those. Come out, go back to here. So, as you can see, this one here, slurry, no mention of milk. These are the animals that are going to be for breeding. Now this way, if we look down the bottom there as well, it says about the feed types. So feed types are different. So grains are crushed cereals. Proteins, shredded protein cereal, hay from grass or silage, then compound feed. So if you do compound feed on this map, that will satisfy the grain and protein section of that. If you do total mixed ration, that will do all of it. Grain, protein and hay. So total mixed ration will still do everything. But if you just want to do the grains or the proteins, you can do crushed cereal, shredded protein cereal for feed. So we've got different feed types in here as well. If we go to the next one over, open this one up, click on that. So these are the breeds that will do your milk. Let's buy one of those. Go back down to the animal pens. As I said, this is complicated to say the least. So this is the one here then, the brown Castilian. That's just one of the breeds I went for. The dairy cows will provide you with milk. You can sell, and if you look top right then, it does say milk, straw, slurry. So these ones will produce milk. Same with the feed as well. Hay, alfalfa or silage hay, shredded protein cereal, crushed cereal, compound feed will do grain and protein side of that, and total mixed ration will still do all of it. So if you want to go for 100%, you can still go with that. I haven't tested this one. This is a map tour. This is not a deep dive. So I haven't tested to see whether or not if you put everything in, can you go above 100%? Normally not. But like I say, this is not a test of this map yet. This is just to jump in, see what's what type scenario. If we come back out there, and we go to our horses. So our horse barn. And these are our horse breeds. Now this does say foal, and if you go for a foal, it does put in a standard size animal. Although it's a foal, but they're cheaper and you can kind of breed up from there. But then if we come back to here and go to our animals under here, on the right hand side it's got productivity, straw and then horsehair. The horsehair can be sold at the hardware store, I assume for like paintbrush bristles and that kind of thing. So these will produce something as well. So not only do you need to exercise them, ride them, that kind of stuff, they will produce horsehair as well, which is something a little bit different. And as far as the chickens go, the chickens will produce eggs, but we do have some changes to this as well. If I put in a chicken, come out, and then go to our chickens, it does say there, these poultry breeds will produce eggs you can sell. The rooster also reproduces, thus increasing the reproduction of the chicken coop. So in this situation, I think the standard version of the game, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But if you have put roosters in and they reproduce, that will speed up the reproduction rate. But also with this one, grains crushed cereal or crushed protein cereal. And then land crops, the root crops, you can feed them tomato, lettuce, cauliflower, cucumber, pepper, spring onion, zucchini, chopped potato, chopped carrot, any of them. Compound feed will satisfy the grain, but you're still going to need to put root crops in if you want to get full productivity. So yeah, a little bit more than we're kind of used to thrown in here. Back to the pickup. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head back up to the main road, which I'll see you up there momentarily. We'll head to the town. We'll whiz around the industrial estate. We'll whiz around the sell points. There's quite a lot to be looking at, as you can imagine. Some of the things I've spoken about already will make more sense as we get to more productions and more facilities, because there are certain things like compound cereals and stuff like that that at the moment you're going to be thinking, okay, that's great, but how do we make that? Well, we can buy them. They were showing, I'm pretty sure they were showing, if we come into this menu and go to our pallets and big bags, I'm pretty sure it's under big bags. Yeah, so compound feed, crushed cereal, shredded protein cereal, soybean flour. So if you don't want to make them, chopped potato, sugar beet, chopped carrot and composting, all those can be purchased if you want to buy them. So if you don't want to do the productions and spend however long doing them, you don't have to, you can buy them directly. So it kind of gives you the option to do that. So off the main road, I'm taking the right fork, which will bring us into the industrial estate. There's a plot down there that's got a wall around it. I did buy that to check. There's nothing on that. The other thing to note is, like I say, we don't have any animal barns. There are the pastures. Also, there are none of the fruit orchards placed. There's none of the stone pine orchards placed on the map already. There's nothing like that already on the map. Actually, I was going to show you that, the fruit ones. I'll do that when we get down to the sheep pen or the chicken pen. We'll put in, I'll just show you just so you can see putting in those extra fruit orchards. But we're coming down into the top of the sort of industrial estate now. If we swing around to the first point, which is here, this is your vehicle store. Workshop trigger is around the back. This is also the reset point on the map. So your workshop trigger is around the back here. Just there. And reset is at this point as well. So like I say, we're going to do this on foot. If we cross over and come into this one, this is the agricultural supplies. This is a buy and sell point as well, so we can sell here our agricultural supplies, but we can also buy them around this side as well. So if you want to purchase anything, and again with any production, any sell point, as I always say when I do a map tour, if you're not sure what you can buy and sell where, come to the prices page, scroll down to anything, it will tell you where you can sell it, but also it will tell you where you can buy it. So if there are buy points on the map, like that one there, so if we look at seeds, you've got agricultural supplies, Castile and Leon. There's a sell point here where we are at the moment, but there's also a buy point. So we can buy it a lot cheaper than we would make if we sold it. So some people will just buy and sell at the same location to make a bit of extra money if you want to go down that route. So yeah, we've got a buy point and a sell point here at the agricultural supplies facility. Come around here and across the way. We've got the next production chain. So this is various Zamora. Now the names of these production chains are all linked to, I think it's 9, the 9 provinces. I didn't say at the start, Castile and Leon is a Spanish autonomous community. In the late 70s, 78, 79, it was proposed about having autonomous communities, and you could apply to be an autonomous community. There are some government guidelines, but you govern yourselves as an autonomous community. So in 1983, Castile and Leon became one of those, and it incorporated, I think it was 9 provinces into it. So a lot of these names are the names of the provinces. So various Zamora for £1, euro or dollar. This one do raisins, prunes and nuts. So we can bring grapes into here, plums into here, and the various different nut types. So we can make a mixed nut option in here. So this will take grapes, plums, raisins, prunes, acorns, chestnuts, almonds, nuts and pinions, which are off of those separate orchards. And then we can produce raisins, prunes or nuts. So as I said, extra productions on pretty much everything. If we come into here, this is our animal dealer, just up on the ramp there. Fairly straightforward. There's no sell point for the animal dealer, but that's the animal dealer. If I jump the fence here, This is a sugar mill, but this sugar mill only takes sugar beet. Doesn't take anything else. Doesn't take sugar beet cut. Doesn't take sugar cane. I don't think there's any sugar cane on the map actually. If we hop the wall here, then come around to here, I'm going to hop this wall. This production chain here is packaged Palencia. If we click on that, we can make grape juice, and then we've got, although it does make a generic juice, so this side we've got grape juice, but then juice, and the juice can be made from apples, oranges, cherries, plums, lemons, and pomegranates. So you can bring any of those fruits here. And the grape juice will be separate by bringing grapes here, but all the others can be put towards making juice. Now if you just want to make one, you can say we're going to make apple juice and just bring apples here. The juice that comes out, you can, you know, in your mind it's just juice, but you can bring them all here. If you want to run a whole load of various different ones, you absolutely can. We're going to jump the wall here. It's only because we've got a lot to get through, I'm just trying to be as quick as I can. So prosecuted Valladolid. And this one, we've got cereal raisins, cereal prunes, or cookies that can be made here. The cookies will require flour, sunflower oil, sugar, mixed nuts, and milk to make cookies. The prunes, obviously, are going to require you to get plums, and then they make prunes, but this requires honey as well as flour. And then the cereal is a fairly standard cereal recipe. If we then come across the way, that's the back of those buildings here. This one here, Salamanca oils. Now this is a standard oil mill. There's no extra oil types on this. Standard oils. Actually, I'm just trying to think, where was it we made the resins? Dairy over this side. So we've got dairy, Segovia, butter, chocolate, soy milk, and then we've got a whole load of different yogurts. So we can make yogurt from milk, sheep milk, or soy milk. The soy milk only requires soybean, so not soybean and milk, but just... So if you want to do the yogurt soy milk, you need to make the soy milk first. But we can do milk, sheep milk, and soy milk, all to make yogurt. So we've got those extra productions on this one. Then we come across the way here to this facility. Click on that. This is Lyonnaise Carpentry. This just does furniture. So I said the platinum expansion stuff, there's no additionals for this. And then next door, if we hop over, this is the spinnery. It does say confectionery Soria. If we click on that, fabric wool and fabric cotton. So that's our fabric facility, and then we come back around over the wall and we are back to the vehicle store. So that's the industrial estate, industrial park part of it. What we're going to do now is cross the river heading south into the main town. So the main town does have some productions as well, but you're more not your industrial type stuff, more your kind of small production, bakery, those kind of things, and then a load of sell points. So, oh no, wrong turning. I haven't got time for wrong turnings. I realise this is a whistle-stop tour, and you'll have a load of questions. This is one of those maps you're going to have to come onto and really play around with it. Have a real play and have a fiddle around and try stuff out. This is going to be one of those ones that a map tour, as I've already said, is just going to skim the surface. A real deep dive would be required to go a lot further. So we start off here. Sell Point Supermarket, just there. Now a lot of these streets and roads around the sort of the walled town here, they're very narrow. You've got a lot of one-way sections, and you've got a lot of barriers to stop you going certain ways. This is your tailor, also for £1, euro or dollar. But we can bring our fabric here to make clothes. So that's those two there, supermarket and tailor. If we come up into this section, I've got to remember all of these. I've got to remember the route round. So, first up was... My mind has blanked. Which one was this? Greengrocer. We've got Greengrocer, sell point just here. Ice cream sell point just here. That does take milk, and again you'd have to look in the menu at the prices to see what you can sell at each thing. But the greengrocer is the greengrocer stuff that comes out your greenhouses pretty much. So that's your ice cream and greengrocer. We've then got around the back here. we have got the tavern. The only thing I will say, all of these are blank. There's no detail in through the windows on these. I don't know if that's possibly a crossover to console, or maybe it's intended to be like with their shutters. But we've got tavern sell point just here. Then just along from there, we've got the pizza sell point, and this one's the burger sell point. So this takes some of the things from greenhouses and various different items required for burger production. Then we come across the way here, and we have got, this is the coffee house. I think it was coffee house. Let me just check. Tavern, pizza, burger, yeah, coffee. Then we got restaurant sell point just there. Then from here, I think I went down the ramp here. Pretty sure I did. Oh, here we go. So we have done all of this industrial estate. We've done all of that, all of that. We've done all of that. We're now here. Oh, this is a clothing store. So that's for your clothing. That's a sell point for your clothing store. I was right. It says clothing on my. I should have trusted myself. So that's where you sell your clothing. If we come around the corner here. Oh, here it is. So this has got a window, so I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be that way. This is your cheese. We can make cow's milk cheese, sheep's milk cheese, or tofu. Here, if you want to do that. And then around the back of here, does this one open? It doesn't. Around the back of here is where your house is. So your house is here. Sleep trigger is just there. Open up the garage. And we've got our wardrobe trigger just in there. So that's your house in the town. So we are currently here in the main town. So we came in from the top, down through the industrial estate. We've taken all those sell points. So your house is kind of tucked away just behind there. You can just about see it. From here then, we are going to go... over to here. This sell point was... just a nut shop. Yes, this is for your mixed nuts. These nuts. Sorry, I don't know why I said that out loud, but I did. If we come out through here, I said this was complicated. We have got sell point here. This is the hardware store. So your horsehair can be brought here to the hardware store. Across the way here, we've got the bakery production. We buy that and do that. We've got bread or cupcakes can be made here. Come out from there, and then across the way there we've got the furniture sell point, which is just there. Furniture, yep, and then we've got around the back here, separate to the bakery, we've got this, which is the pastry. So this one, if we buy that, we can make cakes with strawberries, cakes with apple, cakes with lemon. It does just make cake coming out the other way, but you can bring those various different things. But we can also make quince jelly here as well. So if you've grown quince, you can make quince jelly at this location. Now what I'm going to do is quickly, say quickly, there's no such thing. If we come out the bottom here, we're going to come to the first of several plots, which I'm going to jump the wall. Please jump the wall. Oh, come on, it worked when I was doing it. There we go. We can see these are the rectangular greenhouses. If we come to the map, I'll show you where we are. So we are currently here. So these plots, 36, 54, 55 and 33, if we buy these we get access to, on each plot, 2 rectangular greenhouses, plus, if I click on that one, you'll see those 2 little places there light up. If I do that, and that, and that, which are all of those, and then do that and that, we've got a whole load more icons come up. I'm not going to show you each of them, but on each plot we have 2 large rectangular greenhouses, and just in from there we have 2 pallet warehouses. So 2 greenhouses and 2 warehouses for each plot, so 8 in total. If we click on here, these are the first of our greenhouses. So tomato, lettuce, cauliflower, strawberry, carrot, garlic, pepper, cucumber, spring onion, zucchini. And like I say, there are 8 if you buy all 4 plots here. You don't have to buy all floor plots, all 4 plots, but you can if you want. Please let me jump the wall. There we go. And then we have got, for each of these, there are 2. There's one of them here. There we go. pallet storage buildings. I've got nothing in them, but total capacity of 250, so these are for pallet storage. And I say there are 2 for each of those plots. Right, so back to the map. It's all going on. Look at that. That's absolutely insane. So we've done all of that. We've done all of those. What I'm going to do now is whiz back to my pickup, which is there, and we're going to head out of town. So bear with me a second while I go to the pickup. From here then, we'll head back out. We're going to take this little side turning out here, and we're heading west. We're going to go all the way out west. Now in all of those productions I didn't show you all of the where you drop off, where you pick up, where the pallets spawn. They're all fairly safe at self-explanatory. If you've got your interactive icon markers switched on, you can see where they all are. You might not have them turned on, but I would always suggest when you first come onto a map, turn that on so you can see where you're dropping off, where you're picking up, where your pallets spawn. But on this map none of them are hidden, they're all fairly straightforward. So come out here, we've got some forestry up to the north, but this out here, we have a water point just here. That is absolutely hooning around. But here we've got a via mill. If we buy that, we've got flour from wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, rye, corn, and we can make soybean flour as well. So some of the recipes, and I think some of the compound feed mix with compound feed requires soybean flour. So this is where you'll be producing that if you want to do that. We have come all the way out to here. So this is where we're at the moment. So we came from there, followed the river along, all out to there. We're going to head back now. Now these plots, there are some walled areas. They're just walled in. There's nothing within them. I've tried buying them. And these are almost like agroforestry plots. So what you could do on those plots if you wanted to, again, you can put them wherever you want. Did I say contracts are available on some of the maps, or some of the fields contracts are available? Just looking down at my notes, it just suddenly drew my attention. But on the agroforestry bits, there's been nothing to stop you putting in some of those fruit vines or the stone pine vines or any of those in between the trees that are growing, so you could run the vines between. Again, it's entirely your choice, you can do it if you like, you can put crops in between them if you want to. So the main farm we start with on New Farmer, which I mentioned, it seems like absolutely ages ago now. We open the gate, that side, and that side. I shall swing in and turn around. So we're going to need to be coming back out there in a moment. So, this farm area on New Farmer. We'll talk about slot count now then. So, slot count. New Farmer, 1,184. Not too high considering the detail on the map and how much is going on. Farm Manager and start from scratch is 978. You don't have any of the vehicles or machinery, you don't have any of the buildings, and the plot will look like this. Now, as I said earlier, this is more of a, I mean, it is a main farm area, and your equipment, start equipment and stuff is here, but it's more of a kind of storage facility. You've got no animal pens and stuff here. We have got some barn space and things like that. So we're going to start off with, silos. We've got a feed silo, 10,000 litre. Seed silo, 10,000 litre. These can be refilled from the side here, or if you've made compound feed, you can put it in here and take it out from the spout. So, or maybe it's just taken out. So maybe you have to refill here. But if you've made your own, no, I'm pretty sure you can put in and take out. This is your main farm silo. This is the one you start with, 800,000 litres. This is standard crop types, not a multi-fruit, but rye is added into that. So your standard crop types plus rye can be stored into that. Then around the side here, we've got solid fertiliser and lime storage. Again, 10,000 litre for each of those, which can be refilled from there. We come down the side of the building here. Storage there, that's not a silage clamp, it's just a storage, regular old storage building. We've got liquid fertiliser storage just here. Again, 10,000 litres can be purchased and put in. Come into our main building. Fuel point, 5,000 litres, and then some of our start machinery. So we do start with a couple of tractors, some weights, with Lemken Solitaire. We've got a Braydale fertiliser and lime spreader. We've got a power tube trailer, subsoiler sprayers just in there. Over at the other side, this one's our herbicide tank, 10,000 litre. Come down from there, we've got a digestate storage tank, which I showed you in kind of under the build mode earlier on. then across the way here. So this is the mixing silo. This is when you start with a new farmer, but you won't have on farm manager and start from scratch. So we can make crushed cereal from wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, corn. Then you've got shredded protein cereals from soybean, sunflower and canola. So all of this can be made here. So if you need that for making your feed mixes. Then we've got sugar beet cut, chopped potato, chopped carrots. All those things can be brought in and put in. Compound feed. So if you need compound feed. The compound feed does require some of these. But it also requires a soybean flour. So when I said about the soybean flour, you need to bring soybean flour if you're going to do compound feed. Then there's a pig food mix. The pig food mix does also require chopped carrot, chopped potato, a whole lot of stuff going on there. So that is your feed mixer crusher. So if you're going to be doing any of those specialty feed types, you're going to want to do that from here. It does have a kind of a list up on the top of there. And then we've got a water storage tank just here. Now what I'm going to do is just whiz out the gate here, because just out of here we saw the rectangular ones. Here we've got our oval greenhouses. So we are on this plot just here, plot 32. If we purchase that plot, you'll see these two plots light up just there as well. If we buy that plot and do that, we get access to 6 oval greenhouses and 2 more pallet storage buildings, or warehouses for pallets, 250 in each, so plenty more. And these ones, they do exactly the same ones as the rectangular ones. They're just oval. So all of the same crop types in those. But these are just here on this plot of land, just to the side of the main farm. I'm going to go back to my pickup, and we shall continue. Just looking down, what have I got left to do? Oh yeah, we need to talk about I'm going to show you the fruit orchards, talk about the sheep and the pigs. What else was it? There's some more sell points and bits and bobs we need to get to. So let's crack on, shall we? Out from here. So we're heading south. I'm going to turn that way. We're going to head out to the main road. Past some more of the 6 oval greenhouses, out onto the main road. This house is on a plot of land that can't be purchased. I did wonder if it was a production or something, but it's not. It's just on the plot of land. If we come down here now, it's going to depend on what facilities you're running and what you want to do. But coming up, we have got, this is the compound feed factory. This is a buy and sell point. So if you want to buy, if you don't want to buy it in pallets, you can buy it in bulk, or pallets or big bags. We've got loads of different options of how you want to do that. So we've got buy points for the various different things all around the building. So you need to come around here with your trailer and check out each one. But this is a buy point for various different things. Then we've got the sell point around the back here. So compound feed factory. But then we've also got, if we come around to here, and we come to this point, we can purchase the compound feed factory. Which if we do that, we can make compound feed, total mixed ration with alfalfa hay or pig food. So we can do those specifically in here if we want to. So if you haven't got that other mixer, this one does total mixed ration, which the other mixer doesn't do. So total mixed ration with alfalfa hay. So you've got regular hay or alfalfa hay. But that one also requires soybean flour. And then pig food. So there's some serious recipes here with a whole load of stuff to be getting on with if you want to, like I say, extra crops and things. Out from here, we're going to head out to... Actually, what I'm going to do, it's going to take a while to get out there. I'm going to show you on the map, and we'll jump there because it'll be a little bit quicker and easier. So we are currently here at this facility. So what we're going to do is purchase this out here. So plot 29, 900,000, just over. Do that and that. So we now own that land. If I jump there, it does mean we can now open the gates. Both sides. But our dialogue box is just here for our sheep. So our sheep, we've got different breeds in here as well, which we can put in. This is a pasture. So you won't get anything from them from the pasture. We come out of there and we go into our build mode into animals. We go along to our sheep. This is the same. So this one, you've got breeds that produce wool. So stable for breeding sheep. So the breeding of sheep will give you wool. And then stable for raising dairy sheep, that will give you your milk. So if I put one of those in, That give me it there, and then one of those in. Come on, rotate a little bit. Let's put that there. Just to show you, and the same with the feeds as well. So this one here, these are the breeds here. Go into that menu and come down. So the Castilian Black. So breeding sheep will provide you with wool. So this is the sheep breeding one. So as you can see, all the various different things coming in. They require straw and stuff like that. I think all of these pens as well have built-in manure points as well. So these will produce wool coming out, but the feed types as well, we've got the same situation as with the cows. So you've got grains are crushed cereal, protein is shredded protein cereal, and then the compound feed will satisfy the grain and protein. And if you do, it says the mixed ration. The mixed ration will so satisfy grain, protein, and hay. That implies you can feed total mixed ration to the sheep. Let me check on here again. Animals, sheep. Yeah, sheep pen is showing total mixed ration. So when you make total mixed ration, that's not just for the cows. You can feed the sheep total mixed ration as well. I didn't notice that when I was making my notes. Glad I did that. Right, out from here around the back. Yeah, this is your manure pit just there, so that's built in. So this one will be for your milk. So you'll see the milk breeds now. So these are the milk breeds. Do that, and then we'll look at that one there. So dairy sheep will provide you with milk. Same thing with the food types, but whereas the other one said wool, that one says milk on the right hand side. So like I say, depends what you want, whether you want milk, whether you want wool, or you're going to run both, will depend on which pens you're going to need to purchase. So that's the big sheep pasture which we're standing in, and a couple of the sheep barns thrown in for good measure. While we're here, I'm going to show you the fruit theme, because I think we might as well, while we're doing it, under production, under orchards. So all the various different orchards are here. These get placed exactly the same way as you do with grapevines. We drag them out, but these are more like trees than vines. We've got a gap, so it'll be green, and then we'll go white. It'll give us a nice spacing between. If you go too close, it'll go red, and it won't let you. So that, for example, is those. But if we go along from those and go to our chestnut, almond, and walnut trees, the trees are a little bit different, which is a nice touch as well. Look, different sorts of trees. Once they're placed, and they look very similar once they're in, and these all get harvested using the harvesters that I showed you at the start. If we come back to here and we go to our machinery, we want to go to harvesters. So all of these, there's not one generic one though. You have to pick a harvester for the fruit type you're doing, and as you go out to the end, including the nuts as well. So your acorns and your walnuts and almonds and all that kind of stuff. So you need to pick the one to go with whatever crop type or fruit type you've done. So that's how you do those. If we come back out of there and go into this, and we go back to production, then go to greenhouses, if you go for these ones, the stone pines or the resin pines, it does that. So that's what those ones look like. So these weren't I don't think we had any of these out on the map. I'm pretty sure we didn't. But just there. Resin pines. So manage production. So if you want to make resin, herbicide in on this production, and you'll get your resin out from the trees. So the herbicide just makes sure they're okay, and I think the trees just get tapped and it will produce you resin, which then can be sold. I don't think we've got any plots of these around the map. If I've missed them, I do apologise, because we do have some forestry plots, but I'm pretty sure I'll buy that just in case. No, nothing's come up. I'm pretty sure to the north was the same. Let's buy that plot just in case. Oh, there we go. I do apologise. Stone pines there. Is that a resin pine one? Better buy it just in case. There you go. So stone pines and resin pines, they were up there on that part of the map. I said it was just all forestry up there. I'm glad I showed you in here, and that's forced me to go and check. So up on those you can buy those plots of land, and you'll get these for making resins. Back to the pickup. And I'm going to jump again, because from here, at the pickup, let's do that. We went out to the sheep pen. Out this side, we've got the pig pen. or pig area. That one is 688,000, and that will do that. But I'm going to double check this because I don't think. I'm just worried I'm going to miss something obvious. Do that as well. That there'll be orchards or something in there that I've missed. So we're going to jump to the pigs. Throughout a dialog box again, gates can be opened from there. These are our pigs. So this is the Iberian that can be put in here, and it says Iberian denomination pig. Breeding this animal will be expensive, but its selling price raised at 5 years old is very lucrative. How lucrative? Who knows? But we can put them in there. But if we want to go for more standard and we go for pigs, we got pig pens here. Now these aren't, you can't milk pigs, so these are just 2 standard pig pens, but they will take extra feed types. Come on, that was going to let me place it a minute ago. Do that, just place it. That's fine. So we come over to this one, click on here. So it's only the open pastures that will allow you to do the Iberians, as you've just seen, because when you come into this one, they're not an option. So these ones are just for regular breeding, but they require crushed cereal, shredded protein cereal, and then chopped potato, cut beetroot or chopped carrot. So you can't just bring potato or sugar beet here as your feed type. They require it to be chopped to be bought here. We do that, that and that. Come out of there, down to there, and to our pigs. There you go. So grain, protein and root crop. Pig food will satisfy all 3. So if you make pig food, if you make compound feed, that will just do the grain and protein. So I know it's a lot of information, I'm sorry. It's just, like I say, I just want to try and get it all in if I can. That's your pigs, open pasture, and one of the pig pens. Back to the pickup again. From here then, down the road, not much left, I promise. I'm so glad we found the stone pine and the where's one? Gas station on our right hand side, just there. As we sweep down the hill, whoa. On our left hand side, we're going there first. We're probably going to end up going out the wrong way, but it's all good. To this facility here. Again, look at the smoke billowing out from the side. That's a really nice touch. Or steam, should I say. Lumber plant, just here. This will make pellets. So you bring wood chips and the tree bark. Remember way back at the start when I said about tree bark being, that was up at the sawmill, wasn't it? So if you bring wood chips and tree bark here, you can make pellets, which can then be sold at this facility, at the lumber mill. Then across the road, we've got a bit of biogassery going on. But we've got 2 productions here, directly opposite each other. Stop there. Come to this one first. So if we buy the processing plant BGA, and look at this one, this is where we can produce our compost. So if you want to make your own compost, you can do it here. And it requires any of these: straw, ryegrass, forage, sugar beet cut, chopped potato, chopped carrot or alfalfa. We can make our composting. Now, I didn't say earlier, the greenhouses, when I showed you the greenhouses, I showed you all the things that went into the greenhouses. They only take compost. They don't take water or anything else, just compost. So you can either buy the compost, as we've already seen, if you buy it in the pallets or bags, or you can produce it here. So I think maybe you can buy it in bulk at the compound. Well, that's feed, wasn't it? But anyway, regardless of that, compost can be produced here with any of those products. And then across the way, we've got a more of a standard BJ. I say that. If we buy this one, we've got our digestate can be made from silage, from slurry or manure coming in, with digestate coming out. Fairly standard as far as cycles per month. So this is your more standard biogas plant. But this one, yeah, this one doesn't take sugar beet cut because that's on the other side for composting. So that's your biogas plant, processing plants for composting and digestate. Either side of here, putting in and taking out. Fairly self-explanatory if you've got your icons switched on. And showing what I'm going to do. Actually, no, I can do it for me, can't I? We come back up till we get to one of the greenhouses. There we go. So on the greenhouses, right hand side, as you can see, incoming materials, composting. Doesn't require water, just compost. And in the middle where it shows you the recipe, composting. And that, I hope I got it all in. Apologies if I've missed something. I'm going to buy that plot now because now I'm panicking. I don't have enough money. How much is that? Really? Oh, okay. I spent all that money. Good grief. Because now I'm panicking. No. Okay, no triggers on that one. I think that's more of an agroforestry plot, which you can put stuff between. But anyway, that is the map. Castile and Leon, New Horizon by Alberto. I think you'll agree. It's packed, jam-packed with cool stuff to be trying out. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.